Hello everyone, I've got Weekly Mutation number 28 for you, and that is Fowl play. Your supply lines have been cut off, and you must work together with your ally in order to sustain your armies. Luckily, there is plenty of local wildlife to harvest, but proceed with caution. Who knows what a turkey is capable of when under threat? Alright, so this is on the Oblivion Express co-op mission. The first mutation is Turkey Shoot. Supply can be generated by killing turkeys that wander throughout the map. Doing so may anger the turkeys that remain, though. So, you have to be really careful because these guys will swarm your SCVs, especially if you make too many of them mad in the beginning. It's not actually too scary. And then the second mutation is Sharing is Caring. Supply is shared between you and your partner, and units both armies contribute to your combined supply cap. So basically, if you have 100 supply seen on your screen, that means that's the total supply for both you and your partner. And everything is shared. Alright, so I've played this mutation twice, and as you can see, it's 185,000 possible bonus experience gained by being in a brutal difficulty. And I did not record my actual mastery skill points, how I had them allocated in this video, but I'll tell you guys really quickly. In the first power set, I have the reduction of that airstrike, the Griffin airstrike ability that Nova has, reduction in cost. And then the second power set, I have increased unit attack speed. And then the third power set, I have increased unit life regeneration. So that's how I've allocated my skill points, if you guys wanted to know. I'm going to be playing this with a random player. And one quick thing I wanted to say before I talk about anything else with the mutation, just want to apologize for not posting as many videos, especially not the mutations. I haven't been getting on those as much of late because I've been focusing on college. I actually only have less than a month left of college, and I'm going to be graduating. So I will be completely done with all of my years at college, and I'll be moving on. So anyway, I'll be able to start posting more videos once I'm finished. But for now, I need to keep on hammering away at exams and projects. But I will get a video in every now and then like I have been. So here is the video that I have finally been able to squeeze in. So I am playing as Nova, and my teammate is playing as Artanis. And what I'm going to be doing is going to get my SCVs out, of course, and then try to max out SCVs on both my main base, get the supply line filled up and get gas going on my main base and the expansion. But eventually, once we have enough resources, then I'm really going to start focusing on getting mech units. I want to really get siege tanks, and then I'll get a couple Goliaths and some fire bats. But mainly we want the siege tanks, because once you have the siege tanks, then you can get the spider mines from the tech lab, the spider mine upgrade from the tech lab, and then that's what's going to carry us through this whole mutation. Now, some of you guys may not have Nova, so here is what I say to you guys. If you don't have Nova, play Rainer and use the Vulture spider mines. I am almost positive it'll work just as good, if not better. Honestly, Rainer with the Vultures using spider mines, the Vultures may be very weak, but they're so fast and they're so cheap. So you can just make so many of them. Now, you do have to worry about supply, of course, and that will affect you in that matter, because you can only have so many units. And I don't know if the mutations mention this, but over time you actually do continuously lose your supply. So you have to keep on hunting those turkeys constantly to keep your supply up. And if your supply drops too low, then your units will start dying off. So you have to make sure to keep your supply up. That's very important. And that's what I'm doing with these Marines right now. But anyway, so that could be something that's harmful if you're playing as Rainer, because if you have a ton of Vultures and eventually you have all this great amount of supply because all these units are so cheap, then you actually might be harming yourself by losing those units because you don't have enough supply. You can't keep up with the supply amount. So that's where Nova is nice, because Nova only has a cap of 100 supply, and all of her units are so strong, so they make up for it. You have a lack of supply, but you have these really strong units. And Nova has this auto refineries, so those are really awesome to have as well. But what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start creating my command center right now, And every now and then, if you see these turkeys right next to your supply line, I just like to focus them down with my SCVs. And I am going to build a couple turrets around my base too, just in case any of these stray turkeys decide to attack my SCVs without me attacking them first, and I'm not paying attention. So those turrets will do some good defense for me. Alright, now we have Nova out, and I am going to move Nova out to go intercept this oncoming wave. So we've got that sabotage drone ability. That ability is really awesome. It's that drone flies above and then it plants somewhere and you can blow it up. That ability is really good if you're going up against something where there's a bunch of defensive structures in place already. But I'm not really going to be using that sabotage drone ability while playing this co-op mission, just mainly because these trains, there's a lot of mobility, and that sabotage drone ability is not very mobile. And it doesn't really do a whole lot of damage to trains in the sense of killing it right away. So I'm mostly just going to be focusing on the rest of Nova's ability, and Sabotage Drone won't get used too often. And when I do use it, it's not going to be very effective. So just trying to give you guys the reasoning behind that. And then whenever you have a chance, just move your units out, or Nova, that is, alone, and make sure to take out these turkeys. It pretty much, if you're using Nova, it only takes one hit to take out these turkeys. Especially if you use her shotgun ability, you'll be able to splash a bunch of turkeys at the same time. And the nice thing about this co-op mission is, or this mutation, every single time you take out one of these trains, it spawns a ton of turkeys. And you can just use whatever splash damage units you have at the same time and just take out all those turkeys at once, and you'll get a ton of supply. You need to be careful around train number 5, I think. I'll show you guys that once we get there, but train number 5 is going to spawn these infested turkeys. I think that's what they're called, infested turkeys, or mutated turkeys. I'm pretty sure it's infested turkeys. Anyways, they have a huge amount of increased damage versus structures, and they're very tough. I don't think they focus down your units, but they will go straight for your structures, and they'll destroy your base if you're not prepared. Alright, so my teammate, he's just completely taking out all of those turkeys. Now we have 150 supply. And like I said before, you could just see that we had 151 and it went down to 150. So it is constantly dropping, but it's nice to get that really big bump so we're safe for a little while on our amounts of supply. Alright, now I am starting to get that tech lab, and I will eventually start getting the spider mine upgrade from there. And then I am going to get the vehicle weapons and armor upgrades from both of the armories I'm going to be building. 2 at the same time so that I can get both of those armor and weapon upgrades at the same time. And then always make sure to drop down those defensive drones. They only cost 100 minerals, and they provide, I believe, 200 hit points of shields. And I think they can heal your units. I can't remember 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure they heal your units too, if I'm not mistaken, or at least bio units. Not particularly 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure they do. I know for sure though that if you get ravens, and essentially I always like to get ravens when I'm playing with Nova, but I didn't really get there on this mutation. I guess I was a little flustered, and I haven't played as much as I was playing before with Nova, so I wasn't as comfortable getting the ravens out. But anyways, if you're comfortable enough, get the ravens out, because you can drop down those drones, and those drones will definitely heal your units. They'll add additional healing, so you really want that. But because I'm focusing mainly on mech here, I don't need the ravens to heal my units. I can just bring in, I can use the defensive drones, and then they'll provide me with a shield, and then I can just bring in SCVs, and they'll heal all my mech units. So that works out really well. And then as you can see, I just dropped down a ton of those spider mines. It's able to easily do a ton of damage to that train. And then I just put my siege tanks in siege mode, and they did a ton of damage. And now there's all these turkeys coming at us. But luckily, siege tanks do a ton of splash damage, and then Nova's got that awesome shotgun ability, so you can do splash damage there as well. Also, you want to make sure to switch your mode. So you just press the D. You can switch between stealth mode and I believe it's called attack mode. Anyways, you want to be in the attack mode in order to use the shotgun ability. If you're in stealth mode, then you can use Nova's snipe ability. But because there's so many light units here, and there's turkeys all over the place, that's why you want to be in attack mode. Alright, so as you can see, so far, everything is, we're going pretty smoothly, smooth sailing right now. I do want to warn you guys, towards the end of this video, there is going to be a considerable amount of lag. So I warn you guys, it's going to be around the 2 or 3 minute mark of how much video is left. And it's just, there's a lot of turkeys. There's a lot of turkeys, and my poor PC says no. So I apologize for the lag. My commentary is not going to be lagged, so I can give you guys that at least. But there will be lag on the gameplay. Alright, and then as you can see, once again, I'm setting up those spider mines, and the spider mines are going to focus down the units first, and then they will then focus down the train, and I'm moving my siege tanks towards the back, and then they're sieged now and starting to do damage, and I also use that Griffin airstrike, and I set it right along that train. That costs us 1,000 minerals though, so be careful where you're using that. Honestly, I really shouldn't have used the Griffin airstrike right then and there. I should have saved it for like right now, for example, had that extra 1,000 minerals, because this is that infested turkey wave I was just talking about. Yeah, infested turkeys. These guys do a ton of damage. You have to be so careful around these. They will destroy your base. Luckily, I had already played this once with Crystal Daz. We lost, unfortunately, to this wave right here. But I was paying attention, and I lifted off my main command center. And because of doing that, I didn't actually even lose. I didn't lose anything except for both of my refineries. So lacking the gas income right now, but I have over 1,000 gas, so I think I'm doing fine right now. But yeah, that's what you want to do. Make sure to get all of your buildings. If you're Terran or playing as Nova, make sure to lift off all of your buildings right away, just to make sure that those infested turkeys do not kill your buildings. Then, as you can see there, just a second ago, Artanis's ability saved the Guardian Shell, saved my siege tank from dying, and then I dropped down some defensive drones, and then that also did some extra protection on my siege tanks to keep them alive. Oh, yep, and there you can see right there, my siege tank is getting healed from those defensive drones, so they do heal your units. That is something to keep in mind. That just further shows how good those defensive drones are. You're spending 100 minerals to make your units invulnerable from death. Well, practically invulnerable. If there's enough damage, they will die, that's for sure. But it does the job, and it keeps your whole army alive, basically, if you put enough of them down at the same time. And then there might be another wave, but honestly, I don't remember getting any other waves of infested turkeys. So if your guys end up with the same type of wave setup as me, you're only going to run into infested turkeys on wave 3, it looked like. Infested turkeys on wave 3, once you get that wave done, if you're not killed by that wave, then it's just a matter of surviving the rest of the mutation. But there are going to be numerous amounts of units coming with these trains. And we definitely are going to struggle with getting them, but we will get them. Alright, and then basically what I'm trying to do right now is just use the attack move command. I did happen to let Nova die there, so that was kind of a failed move, but I did instantly revive her, and that's one of Nova's, for those of you who don't know, that's one of Nova's special abilities. If Nova dies, depending on how much time there is left before Nova respawns, you can spend that a specific amount of minerals to revive her. And I believe it starts at something like 500 minerals, and then the less time you have from her being revived, the more it goes down. So, I mean, if you only have 10 seconds left, it's only going to cost you like, 5-10 minerals to actually respawn her. But anyway, I believe I spent about 400 minerals there, but it was worth it. And then I used another 1,000 minerals to do the Griffin airstrike on that train. That was actually worth it there because of that the Griffin airstrike, then we were able to actually take out that train in time. And right here is really important what I just did. I used that airdrop. Well, I can't remember what it's called. That ability that allows Nova to teleport from one location to the other. It's that plane on the top of ability bar at the top of the screen, and I use that ability, and then once I dropped my siege tanks down, mainly focusing on the siege tanks right now, I used the spider mines, and those spider mines just cleared out all of those marines. That actually looked really scary in our base, but the siege tank spider mines just do so much work and damage for you. It's quite amazing. That bio army did not stand a chance. Alright, and then what I'm going to do right here is just keep on spamming those spider mines. Just look at how much damage they do. It's quite incredible. So there was, maybe like 3-4 siege tanks there, plus marines, plus whatever else. And now it's all just dead because of the spider mines. It is really awesome. I love playing Mech as Nova so much. Or playing Mech Nova, however you say that. Now, Quasar really likes to play Mech Swan, and well, actually, I don't know if I did post that video. Well, we did play. Well, maybe I did post that video. I think I actually did post that video. So one of the videos I posted, or maybe I didn't post, we did play both Mech Nova and Mech Swan, and it was a very good combo. I suggest you guys test that out sometime if you have a chance. Now, I did lie to you guys. There just now was another infested turkey wave from the train. So I apologize for that. So keep that in mind. So that was train number 6. So train 3 and train 6 both have infested turkey spawn from the train. So make sure you have your splash damage units prepared for that. Luckily, we've got siege tanks plus Nova with her shotgun ability, and my teammate has whirlwind zealots. And that is really huge. Honestly, the whirlwind zealots do so much area damage, and he has a lot of them. Well, I guess not that many, maybe about 15 of them. He's got about 15 whirlwind zealots, but that's enough to kill those turkeys right away, and that's really important. And then I'm getting some upgrades from the Ghost Academy. All those upgrades are just for Nova. So I already got the detection ability for Nova. So, for example, we can spot those cloaked banshees. And then I also got the increased, I believe it was increased shotgun damage. Is that what it is? Increased shotgun damage or rate of fire? Well, anyways, there's an ability for Nova in her attack mode, and then there's a upgrade for Nova in her stealth mode. The upgrade for Nova in her stealth mode is to, if you kill a unit with the snipe ability, then you regain half the energy used for that snipe. And then you can just, you can basically be almost on the way to another snipe, like right away, because of that half energy that you got back. So that's a pretty good ability to get. But the other ability I do want to get from the Ghost Academy is the life regeneration upgrade. And that ability just will help you keep Nova alive. And if Nova's alive, then you don't have to respawn her. And if you want Nova right away, that just, the sooner you need Nova, the more minerals you're going to spend. So you're just saving yourself money by getting that ability. I think it's a pretty good investment. Alright, so now this is where it got a little bit scary. I was starting to worry if we were going to actually make it, because this train was starting to get away. It does happen to be our first train that we're going to miss, but you can only miss 2 trains on this co-op mission, and then that's it. So what's actually going to happen here in a second is this train is definitely going to get away, and you need to realize when the train's going to get away and if it's worth it to go after it or not. Right now, it was not worth it to go after that train, because look at all of these hybrid marines and fire bats coming at us. So we definitely don't want to mess with that. Straight on, that is. We did happen to clear it all out with those the spider mines. We dropped down those spider mines, and that cleared them out right away. But we don't want to walk into the base. That train just got too close to the base, and it wasn't worth it to lose our army or lose the victory. So we're just going to pull back, and then we're going to go for the next train that spawns. And we're going to destroy it as soon as possible. Once that train's down, then we're going to prepare for the final wave, which will have 2 trains at the same time. Alright, so if you had 1,000 minerals right now, which I don't, right now would be a perfect time to use that Griffin airstrike. But since we don't have 1,000 minerals, we're going to use the defensive drone ability. We're going to drop that down. And then, well, I think we're going to, yep, there we go. Now I dropped down to the defensive drone ability. And then as soon as I drop those down, I also am using these spider mines. You probably can't see it very well because it is starting to get a little bit laggy, but these spider mines clear out stuff so well. And do a ton of damage, especially to trains. But you need to have all the other units gone away from the train before it does direct damage to the train. So what we're going to do is start chasing down the train, and we're going to start getting a lot of lag. So I'm very sorry about this lag here. It will be bad just for a little bit longer, and then we will pull through. So at this point, what I was thinking was the lag is terrible right now, and I don't think we're going to actually win this. But somehow the health just kept going down, and somehow it just blew up. It just worked. I was really worried that was going to be it for us. But the beauty of that is, be right back. Sorry, accident. The leg had got to my computer there, and I had to cut out the screen for a second. Anyways, the beauty of the last wave on this mutation is that you have 2 trains, but you only need to destroy a total of 9 trains. So it does not even matter what you do with the other train. You can just leave it be. And look at the spider mine damage that gets done to this, plus Artanis's ability and the air griffin, the griffin airstrike. All that happened all at once, and then that was it. And I was actually really surprised, like Mini-Me, I was really surprised how fast we actually beat that mutation. I didn't realize it was such a quick mutation, I guess, before. But yeah, there we did it. I was just letting him know that I'm going to post this to YouTube. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I definitely had a lot of fun posting this weekly mutation. It's been a while since I've done one, and I really want to keep on posting these. I'm just going to, like I said before, I'm graduating from college, so going to be busy for a little bit longer. I have less than a month left, and then I will start posting more videos and posting some videos for other games as well. I am trying to keep up the Command & Conquer General 0 Hour. I'm going to try to finish up those challenge mode videos as well. But anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. As you can see, 235,000 total experience, and we did 75,000 damage almost to the trains alone, and then our teammate did 42,000 damage to the trains. So Nova definitely does a lot of good work. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you in the next video.